Hello, everybody. This is Paul with Torah Life Ministries, and I had to get on here and talk about this. A couple of days ago, somebody contacted me, and they told me about this situation that was happening with this movie called Cuties on Netflix, and it's been about a month now that the controversy has been happening, and I've just been busy and haven't had time to even figure out what it was about, but I just found out what it was about, and my gosh, I just canceled Netflix, and anyone that calls himself a believer needs to cancel Netflix immediately and have nothing to do with this terrible thing, this terrible corporation that runs Netflix. Basically, let me give you the gist of it, and let me tell you what the Bible says about this, and discuss this. So the movie, there's a movie out about apparently this girl from an Islamic family is 11 years old, and she sees some, I guess, American teenage girls, or not teenage girls, 11-year-old girls, dancing provocatively and sexually, and she gets curious, and she sneaks behind her mother's back, and she joins this group. And the film is just all about, well, it shows all about exploiting young children. That's what the film actually does. And apparently the main reason for the film was to bring awareness to the situation, but they were actually feeding the situation. Anyway, there was a big outcry first of all, Netflix promoted it as just as such, as sexualizing young children, whereas in France, where it was originally, or Europe, where it originally went out, it wasn't promoted the same way. Still the same terrible, disgusting movie, but in Netflix promoted it, over sexualized it even more in the advertising of it, and then they apologized to that, but they continue to keep the movie on Netflix, and apparently a lot of people are canceling their subscription, and Netflix lost a lot of money in their stocks, but they still didn't figure out, and they're not only keeping the movie on, but they're defending it, and now you have the controversy, which shouldn't really be a controversy. It's just absolutely disgusting, and I just can't even believe how some parent, a father, would let their 11-year-old daughter, let alone any daughter at any age, but they'll let the 11-year-old daughter do something like this. And apparently 650 children applied for the part, and one got it. So you had 650 children going to a studio to dance provocatively, 11-year-old children, and it's just absolutely disgusting. And this movie won an award at the Sundance Festival. The world we live in. It actually says in the Bible, what sorrow for those who say that evil is good and good is evil, that dark is light and light is dark, that bitter is sweet and sweet is bitter. And it's just, I don't know what the parents are thinking here. I don't get it. I just don't. I mean, anyway, I canceled my Netflix. It's for me. It was. I've had it since 2014. I never really watch it because I'm just so busy with other stuff. I don't have time to sit down and watch it. But no way do I want my money going to or supporting something like this. And so I wanted to make this video and bring this to everyone's attention, because I've been so busy and haven't had time to even look into that or think about it. But now that I've heard and understand the controversy, I'm calling everyone. You must cancel Netflix. You must cancel Netflix. It's disgusting what they're doing on every level. And anyone that doesn't see an issue with this, please unsubscribe from my Facebook, from my YouTube, or from anywhere, from my what is this? Instagram or anywhere. If you do not have a problem with this movie Cuties and Netflix being allowed to be on the air, please cancel it. I want nothing to do with you at all. If you defend this, shame on you, and Yahweh be your judge, and his judgment is coming. He cannot set the wicked free, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse for this. I was looking, and it said the child pornography laws in the United States on Wikipedia. It says child pornography is illegal under federal law. And in all states, it is punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment or a fine up to $5,000. Why is it that the FBI can knock down a door that they track that it has some kind of pornography, kick open a door and steal somebody's computer and throw that person in jail, but then a company like Netflix can promote and air the same exact images that person got thrown in jail for? Why is that? How is this not child pornography? I just don't get it, because, I mean, if the parents consent, it's still child pornography. As we continue to read, it says, the Supreme Court of the United States has found child pornography to be legally obscure, a term that refers to offensive or violent forms of pornography that have been declared to be outside the protections of the First Amendment of the United States. Federal sentencing guidelines on child pornography differentiate between production, distribution, and purchasing, receiving, and also include variations of severity based on the age of the child involved in the materials, with significant increases in penalties when the offense involves a child or child under the age of 12. This movie, Cuties, was about 11 years old, dancing around in a sexual way. It's just absolutely gross. And they make the parent that was trying to defend the child, or the parent that was trying to scold the child for shouldn't have anything to do with that stuff. They make her look like the bad parent, but she was exactly doing what she was supposed to be doing. I hope. I didn't see the movie, and I don't plan on watching the movie, but it's just absolutely crazy, and we should be. I mean, Netflix should not be in business. They should not be in business. They are literally promoting child pornography, and it is unfair that they can get away with it. And if they can get away with it, why can't others? And I'm telling you all right now, if you support this movie, or if you support Netflix, unsubscribe from me. I don't want anything to do with you. It's just, and it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And I'm a father of young daughters, and the fact that a father would allow, or even a mother would allow their child to get up in front of a film and or people and dance like this is really, really a sign of the times, because the mother's probably doing it also, and the father's probably supporting that, watching pornography at home or something else. Nobody in a righteous mind would ever consider this, but even people that don't even have a relationship with Yeshua, the one they call Jesus, sees that this is sick and wicked. And where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? I don't see the riots from this stuff. We live in a time where we can't walk down the street without covering our face, but apparently we could have little girls undressing. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy that a grown woman would dance around like that for somebody that's not her husband, or would be walking around in clothes that just reveal her whole body, let alone children, but even for older ladies. And listen, girls, if you're watching, and listen, everyone, listen, mothers, and listen to anyone that would try to support this wickedness. They're called private parts for a reason. Wow, I didn't think about that. They're called private parts for a reason. This wicked, sick world. And, so I wanted to make this video and bring it to people's attention and tell people cancel Netflix, have nothing to do with Netflix, and don't support it, and don't support it, and don't support this movie at all. Don't support this movie at all. It's the worst of the worst thing that could, and it's getting worse because people actually like this movie and it won an award. I can give you hundreds of scriptures why this is wrong. I don't think I need to. It says here on Wikipedia, it says a picture of a naked child may constitute illegal child pornography if it is sufficiently sexually suggestive. So the child doesn't have to be naked completely for it to be child pornography. Even though it says a picture of a naked child, the child can be have a sexual movement and so on, and the same issue. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. How could somebody allow something like this? It's sick. It's sick. And people are watching this. It's just a sign of the times, and I just feel so good that I know Yeshua, and the problem is, the parents let the children do this, and then, it's just, how do you think those girls, those 650 girls that tried out for the part, that were allowed to dance in a sexual manner, wearing very little clothing in front of other men and other people, just how do you think they're going to turn out when they're older? Just what path do you think they're going to choose in life? Shame on you parents that will allow this. Shame on you parents that are watching this. Shame on you all, whether you're a parent or not. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. So Netflix should be, according to child pornography, arrested. Their corporation should be done with. And I can't think of any situation where a company would use in their advertising 11-year-old girls dressed in a sexual manner, dancing in a sexual manner on TV or anywhere else, and not run into problems with the law or with the public, with the media. But it's still on Netflix. It's crazy. It's crazy. 11 years old. 11 years old. And it's just no wonder why women that are older, 16, 17, and 18, are walking around the street looking like prostitutes because their parents let them do this stuff when they're 11 years old. And yes, I'm going to say it. There are women walking around that are girls that are 16, 17, walking around like prostitutes. As a matter of fact, maybe they're not, because the prostitutes are wearing more than these girls. And these videos that are on mainstream now, the videos that are on mainstream are literally women that can be sex workers for all I know, and I mean, they're just walking around and nothing pretty much. And then people are upset when somebody gets kicked off the beach for wearing a bikini and a G-string and stuff, and they get kicked off the beach. And people are getting upset. Oh, they shouldn't kick that person off the beach. Yeah, well, those are the kind of people that support the little daughters dancing around in the same type of bathing suits. Because if you're a mother and you're wearing those bathing suits, you're telling your child that it's okay to do that. And it's sick and it's wrong and it's gross and it shouldn't have anything to... I'm glad those women got kicked off the beach dressed like that. If you're wearing a bikini out there, if you wear a bikini, which is a sick, wicked thing, if anyone knew the history of a bikini, you would realize that. If any husband out there will let their wife wear a bikini, you are sick and wicked, and something is wrong with your mind. Something is wrong with your mind. Now, if you are a woman that wears a bikini, I'm going to say you've been victimized. You're a victim. You're a victim of society that says men can't look at a woman in a certain way and appreciate her beauty. So you have to get naked for us to even give you attention. So I mean, it's insane how a woman, jumping around her house in her underwear, somebody knocks on the door, she runs to put clothes on, but she don't want to be seen in her clothes and wearing nothing. But then all of a sudden, they go to the beach wearing less than what their underwear is. So, but yeah, I'm telling you, you're sending a terrible message to your children if you walk around on the beach in a bikini. Terrible message. And don't be surprised when your child grows up in the sex industry and you say, "Oh, well, I don't know why that happened," and you're walking around in a bikini and everything else. I saw a great thing once. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I wish I had the clip here. It was a Muslim guy, and he was giving a lecture to a whole bunch of Muslim people. And I don't know how this American woman got in there, but she says, "Why do you oppress women?" She asked the guy. "Why does Islam oppress women?" And the guy gave such a great answer, and it's been many, many years, and I still love this clip. The guy says, "You American women will literally allow women on screen naked, simulating rape and all these other things. And you say, oh, that's Hollywood and it's good and it's a good thing and all this other stuff. And you walk around like it's no problem or anything else to walk around naked. It's wrong in every area. In every area. And women have no right to justify the idea of just because men don't seem to look at women that are not sexualizing themselves and wearing all this clothes. But we're talking about children here. Children. We need to set good examples for children. We need to set better examples. We need to think about the way we dress. We need to think about the way we carry ourselves. We need to think about what we're doing. We need to think about what we're letting our children watch. So hopefully you're going to get this and you're going to understand this. There's a lot of people out there that are suffering and a lot of wrong going on in this world. But this is being allowed to happen, and it's sick, it's wrong, and it's I don't know what more to say here. It's I canceled Netflix, and you need to do that as well. You need to send a message. You need to send that message. There's so little on there we should be watching anyway, and but we need to send a message. So hopefully this is getting out to you. I just want to say I've been ignoring this for too long. I mean, somebody mentioned it to me real quick, but I get people call me up all the time. They said, "Oh, this happened and that happened," and I just don't have the time to look at everything and look up everything. But more and more people kept telling me about it, and I kept seeing more and more things about it. So I had to look more into it. Again, if you're just joining us, there's a movie called Cuties about 11-year-old girls that are shown dancing around in a very provocative way, and it's child pornography is what it is, and and there's a big outcry to get it off Netflix. Netflix is defending it, keeping it on there, and there's some crazy people out there that are actually defending it and watching it and enjoying the movie. And there are a lot of old wicked men enjoying the movie as well. We won't even get into that now, but we live in a time where child pornography is the next thing that's becoming normalized. And pretty soon, child pornography will not only not be illegal, it'll be considered as normal and okay. So these are the times we're living on, and this is what's happening and what's coming. So if you've been following me here on the internet or on Facebook or wherever, and you somehow disagree with me on this topic, thank you for following me all these years, but please unsubscribe because I don't want anything to do with anyone that supports this stuff. All right. Yes, it's being normalized now, and it's just it's getting worse. It's getting worse. That's why we have to set more of an example and go to the extreme uh, for our Creator. So I'm glad to bring this to people's attention, and I thank the people that brought it to my attention. No more Netflix, and yes, modesty, modesty. I have many lectures about modesty on my website. Uh, it's something that we need to hold close to. It's something that we need to understand. And I've said it a long time. The immodesty is becoming the norm. Here's the thing, and here's what I say all the time: is this during Bible times and in the Bible, nakedness and shame went hand in hand. Nakedness and shame went hand in hand. To be naked was a punishment almost. Because people were shamed to be naked. Today's times, nakedness and pride goes hand in hand. Nakedness and pride goes hand in hand. And there might be some of you out there that say, well, you're talking about being nude. No, nakedness, according to our Creator and according to the scriptures, revealing the shape of your body, especially when you're walking in a provocative way, which, by the way, high heels make you do, which, by the way, a bikini does. They're all wicked. They're all wicked. So in the times we live in today, nakedness and pride go hand in hand, when we need to remember what our Creator says about it, to not reveal the shape of your bodies, and to not let your children reveal the shape of their bodies. And yeah, it's skin tight clothes and all this other stuff is just sending the wrong message. It's sending the wrong message. High heels is wicked and sending the wrong message. It makes me so upset when I see parents let their little children wear high heels. And then parents let their children wear fake up. It's just, I have more than enough lectures on this and talking about this. So, but people need to wake up. People need to wake up. But, I imagine a lot of people aren't going to have issues with this because they've been brought up in a way where they don't see anything wrong with it. And this is why so many people are in trouble today and just messed up in their lives today. They allow this. They've allowed this. They've done this themselves, and they've gotten themselves in a situation. They don't take Yahweh's word seriously, and it talks about in the scriptures exactly what all this is and what all about this. And I'm going to close. I'm going to give you a scripture here. Luke 11:34-35 says, "Your eye is a lamp. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light to your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when it is unhealthy, your body is filled with darkness. Make sure that the light you think you have is not actually darkness." Make sure of that. Make sure of that. All right. So I just want to make everyone aware of that this evening. And if you have Netflix and you didn't cancel it yet, please do so. And let people know that this is wicked and sick and crazy. All right, everybody. We just need to pray, and keep sharing the message of the truth of Yeshua. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and thank you for praying. And shalom, shalom.